G'day mate, welcome back to the channel. I'm FPL Root and welcome back to another FPL video. So in today's video, we're going to be going through my team selection ahead of Game Week 4. Before we do that, I just wanted to read out my team and how I got on in Game Week 3. It was a pretty good game week for me. A lot of players did return, however there was a few disappointments. We'll start off in goal with Henderson. So he ended up getting 4 points, 2 save points, which was pretty good considering I didn't really expect much from Chelsea away. Robinson ended up with an assist. He's done very well for me this season. 2 assists. Yes, the clean sheets don't look promising, to be honest, from Fulham. But really happy with how attacking he is. Pinnock was massive disappointment, to be honest with you, because they were keeping a clean sheet until like the 93rd, 94th minute. And then Brentford did concede against Southampton. It was a bit gutting considering I only bought him in for this game week because I was going to probably wildcard in Game Week 6, so really it was a 1 game week punt. Disappointing, but no one else I would have brought in would have delivered, so yeah, can't complain too much. Konza, another disappointment as well, because they were leading by 2-0 at some point, and I thought he was going to get a clean sheet, but yeah, obviously they did concede to Leicester, and then Rodgers again in that game. I guess he wasn't really unlucky because I don't think he did too much, but yeah, it's just frustrating. But I can't really argue considering his price, to be honest with you. Eze delivered. I know a lot of managers did sell, so really happy he delivered. Got a goal, got 10 points, and massive player for me this game week, and was a reason why I did climb the ranks so much. Gordon looked okay, but he was dropping a little bit deep in this game, so I'm a little bit worried about Gordon and about Newcastle because obviously I watched the Spurs game against them and they looked terrible, to be honest with you. I don't know how Spurs didn't win that game, and Gordon was dropping very deep. Barnes came on and made an impact, and yeah, for me, his days are numbered in my team, but we'll talk on more about that next. Mo Salah, incredible again, 2 goals, 1 assist. 2 assists, 1 goal, 17 points. Yeah, incredible, honestly. I think it goes to show why midfielders are so good, because Haaland scored 3 goals and Salah got 1 goal, 2 assists, and they both ended up on the same points. So it just goes to show how much clean sheet points and how much that extra point for a goal can benefit a midfielder. Up front was decent as well. So Isak ended up getting the winner against Spurs and 3 bonus points. I was pretty quiet all game, so I guess pretty lucky with that one to actually get points for him. Muniz, another disappointing day. 78 minutes he only got as well. So his days are probably numbered in my team as well. So definitely a player probably looking to take out this game week. And then Erling Haaland does the business again. Hat-trick, 3 bonus, 34 points, captain, happy days. Let's get on to my Game Week 4 team. So for Game Week 4, my defence is actually looking pretty decent. Last week it wasn't, and I had to make a defensive transfer. But this week it's actually looking pretty good. Henderson has Leicester at home, so Crystal Palace actually don't look good at all defensively, to be honest. They conceded 2 against Brentford, they conceded 2 against West Ham, and they conceded 1 against Chelsea. So they don't look good, to be honest, at all. But Henderson at home to Leicester, I do fancy him to keep a clean sheet. He's now 4.5 million, well, still 4.5 million. He's 14.6% owned, so still pretty highly owned, but still not as high as some of the main people out there, maybe as high as Flecken or as Raya. But yeah, really happy to go into this game week with him. Leicester have scored a few goals, however, so far, but I'm hopeful he can get a few save points and potentially get a clean sheet finally. Also got Robertson, Muniz' teammate. Again, like I said, 2 assists in 2 games. It is a little bit annoying that the clean sheets don't look like they're going to be coming, especially after they've just played Leicester at home and Ipswich away. And to be honest, I can't see one against West Ham, but I think his price, 4.6 million, I think he's, to be honest, a good option for this game week. So there's no way I wouldn't be starting him. His stats are not the best, to be honest with you. I know I said he got 2 assists, but his stats don't look the best. But for me, watching with my eyes, I actually do feel like he's a very good player, and he does get in some dangerous positions. Like I said, I can't see a clean sheet against West Ham, because West Ham, I think, are a decent team. But yeah, for me, it's all about the assists for Robertson. Can he get another one? I hope so. Dan Burn also comes back into the team after spending last week on the bench because I didn't end up playing Pinnock. Lucky I did bench him because he scored an own goal against Spurs, but Wolves away, I actually I like that game a lot for Newcastle. I think Wolves haven't looked the best recently. They did get a point against Forest, but obviously they did concede 6 to Chelsea. However, they are scoring a goal here and there. However, I do think Neto is a massive miss for them, and I do think that there is a chance that Newcastle can keep a clean sheet. Konza up next, Everton at home. Again, a very good fixture for him. Everton did so well against Bournemouth, to be honest, the first part of the game, winning 2-0. They were playing some good stuff, and then they obviously threw it away. But Villa, coming off the back of a good away win at Leicester, I think at home they can get their first clean sheet of the season. So I'm really happy with this defence. To be honest, I probably wouldn't make any moves in a defensive wise. I'd probably look to bring in a Liverpool defender if I could, but we'll talk about it more later on in the video where I'll go through my transfer plans, etc. Overall, 3 home fixtures, only 1 attacking defender, which is a bit of a worry, but for now, I'm pretty happy with the way the defence looks. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and we'll get on to the midfield. So for the midfield, we'll start off with Rodgers, again with Everton at home. Everton have been so bad this season, to be honest with you. They obviously, like I said, just threw away a 2-goal lead against Bournemouth. So they conceded 3 against Bournemouth, 4 against Spurs in game week 2, and then conceded 3 against Brighton in game week 1. So that's 10 goals they've conceded in 3 games. And for me, there's no way that Rodgers will be on the bench for me. I think the fact that they're playing Everton and Villa look pretty good, I'd say, and Rodgers still looks dangerous. I know he hasn't delivered a goal and a clean sheet, but again, for 5 million, I can't complain too much. I think his time's going to come, and although the stats are not amazing for him, he has looked threatening in terms of watching him and him attacking players. And for me, there's no way he doesn't get dropped. And especially now there is an injury to Leon Bailey, I think that just makes his place a little bit stronger. Even though he plays the other side, I just think potentially the replacement will come in for Bailey rather than Rodgers. So I do really like him for this game week. Eze with Leicester at home. I kind of have a lot of players that are from the same teams because I think they've got good fixtures. But Eze, yeah, so happy he delivered, to be honest, against Chelsea. I think he is fixture proof, to be honest with you, and he's got 2 home games up next against Leicester and against Man United. He's still 6.9 million, so he did drop in price and he's still at that price, so still a bargain if you were looking to bring him in. And for me, I think this Leicester at home game could be very nice for Crystal Palace. They haven't scored loads of goals this season and they did lose their first 2, but I think they're going to want to get their first win, and I think they can do that against Leicester, and Eze is going to be a big part of that. Anthony Gordon is a tricky one. He obviously got a 10-pointer in game week 2, but he did blank against Spurs. He's dropped in price as well, 7.4 million. It's a tough one because Wolves are conceding goals at the minute. Like I said, they conceded 6 against Chelsea. And can I see Anthony Gordon causing them problems? Absolutely. There is a thing to remember though, that away from home last season he didn't do too well. But already this season he's got a goal against Bournemouth away from home, so he's actually done better than he has at home. So for me, I'm not too worried. Ideally, I'd take him out for maybe a Brighton midfielder or a Liverpool midfielder, maybe a Luis Diaz. But for now, I think I'm gonna keep him in my team, and then at the end of the video we'll discuss transfers and different options. But for now, I think he is staying in my team. Mo Salah up next. Yeah, what a start to the season for him. 3 goals, 3 assists. Yeah, smashing it, to be honest. I know the fixtures have been good for Liverpool. Ipswich away, Brentford at home, Man United away. But it's still 2 away games, and now they've got 2 home games against Forest and against Bournemouth. And I think Salah's just going to be even better. 12.6 million, he's 41% owned now. And I'm just really confident going into this game against Forest. Forest did okay, I think, so far this season. They got a point against Wolves, and they beat Southampton, and then they ended up, who were they playing in the first game? They drew with Bournemouth, so a pretty easy start to the season. Bournemouth, Southampton, and then Wolves. But yeah, for me, I don't see anything too special from Forest, and I think Salah's going to cause them problems at home at Anfield, and he is a potential captaincy option if you did have him. Let's get on to the forwards, and then after that we'll be discussing my transfer plans, where I'll be doing it live on screen, so you can see and follow along with me. Let's get into it. So now for the forwards, Alexander Isak has Wolves away. As mentioned with Gordon, he has started the season okay though, so 1 goal, 1 assist. I did expect a little bit more considering how good the fixtures were for Newcastle, with Southampton at home and Bournemouth away in the first two away games now for them. And yeah, again, it's going to be a luxury transfer if I do it, but Alexander Isak out is definitely an option. I don't love it, to be honest, because I think I've got more places to improve in my team. But if I did have the transfer, the luxury transfer, I probably would be taking out Isak. Wolves away is not a bad fixture, don't get me wrong, but I just think there's better players, not better players, sorry, I think there's better informed players with better fixtures at the minute. So that's why I'm thinking potentially Isak could be gone. Last game week, expected goals 1, expected assists basically 0. Game week 2, 0.26, expected goals 0.03, expected assists, and then game week 1 was 0 expected goals. So the stats are not looking great for him, to be honest with you. And to be honest, Newcastle are not looking great at all, as I say, with 3 Newcastle players in my team. However, I think Isak's the sort of player that will only need 1 chance to score. So for now, he's staying in my team. Muniz, on the other hand, I'm starting to get a little bit frustrated with him. 6.1 million he is now, so he's gone up in price because of the fixtures, 9% owned. And to be honest, I know we think of him as a great player and he did so well last season, but it was 9 goals and 2 assists in 18 games, which is still good, but it's not like he set the league alight. A lot of them goals were kind of in a row, 5 games in a row, 6 games in a row. So for me, I'm a bit worried about him, and I think Raul Jimenez is due a start very, very soon. However, I do think that will happen together with Muniz. I don't think Muniz will be dropped. West Ham at home up next, and then Newcastle at home, and then Forest away. So some decent home fixtures and a decent away fixture for Fulham. I'm just worried, to be honest, about him. They've only scored 3 goals this season, so a goal a game, it's not terrible. But they've had good fixtures. Leicester at home, Ipswich away, and Man United away. So I'm worried about Muniz, to be honest with you. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you own him? Are you getting rid of him? And then we'll discuss it more later on. But Haaland, 15.2 million. Just, need I say more? Ridiculous. 7 goals so far this season. He's absolutely smashing it. He's going to smash it again against Brentford. And he looks just completely different to last season and potentially the season before. It is obviously because he had a break throughout the summer. He was not at the Euros. Norway didn't qualify. And I think it's done him a world of good. He looks sharp. He looks fresh. He's clinical. Man City look very good as well. And they've still got Rodri and Foden to come into the team. So, yeah, I can only see anything, but I can't see anything but less than a goal for Haaland in game week 4. Potentially another hat-trick. So, yeah, for me, he's my captain. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. He's the best player in my team, goal-scoring player. He's got the best fixture. And for me, yeah, he's in my team. The bench is looking a little bit tricky. Nkunku with Bournemouth away, which would have been a great fixture to play him in, but obviously he is not starting. He got 4 minutes last game week, 7 minutes the game week before, which is annoying, but yeah, there's no way I'm going to be risking playing him, and he is potentially on the chopping block for this game week. Pinnock, I always knew I was going to bench him this game week. Probably a bit risky considering it's the international break, and there could be an injury to my defender, and I might need to play him, but I think it was worth that risk. I thought they were going to keep a clean sheet against Southampton, and I wanted the money elsewhere to make a move this week. Barco, again, he's gone off to Seville on loan, so no use to me. Let me know what you think of my team, and next up we'll get on to some transfers, so I'll be doing them live. So yeah, let's get into it. So now we will get on to making some transfers. So this is how my team lines up. So this is Fantasy Football Hub. If you want to check them out, scan the QR code on the screen now, or through the link in the description. If you do sign up to their membership, it does help out the channel. a lot, and you get access to all these great tools: AI team rating, AI transfers, all the price reveals before they happen. No, it's a really, really great tool. But yeah, this is my team in them. So 90 for team rating, 91 for game week rating, and obviously I got 1.3 million in the bank. So this is how my team looks, right? So there's no, we'll change it to predicted one game week rule, but there's no glaring issues, I'd say. However, it's not ideal going in with basically no bench apart from Pinnock. So Nkunku out is definitely an option. Obviously, the AI suggested transfers here on the right is Mbermo and is Bowen and Semenyo. However, I don't love their fixtures, to be honest. Bowen's not bad. Fulham away, Chelsea at home. Semenyo, Chelsea at home, Liverpool away. And then Mbermo, Man City away, Tottenham away. So I don't really love, to be honest, their fixtures. So we'll have a look at some other ones. So we're going to sort it by 4 game week prediction, and then it's going to show us some of the best players. So yeah, here we've got Palmer. Obviously I can't afford, so we've got 7.5 million. So let's drop it down to that, and hopefully that's what I get, because obviously the price rises, etc. Could be a tricky one. But yeah, obviously the top ones are Burmo, Bowen, Semenyo. Then you've got Matoma, and I do really, really like Matoma as an option. 16 points so far this season, 8.1% owned, 6.6 million. He's obviously done very, very well. 1 goal, 1 assist. Brighton look very good, and he's got Ipswich at home, then Forest at home. And I am actually looking to wildcard in game week 6, so this kind of works out perfect because their fixtures do turn slightly bad in game week 6. So I do really, really like Matoma as an option. I do actually prefer someone like João Pedro up front, but I'm just not sure I want to take out Muniz. I think West Ham at home is not the worst fixture, and they've got 2 home games. So is it wise to take him out before 2 home games? I'm not too sure. If I did bring in Mitoma, he would obviously be on the bench here. Let's make the transfer. And then he'd probably come in for Rodgers. It's not ideal, to be honest, considering he's got Everton at home, but I think it's definitely an upgrade. Everton at home, Rodgers, Ipswich at home for Mitoma. It is definitely an upgrade. However, I don't think I need to make the transfer. Yeah, I don't think I need to make it, which is why it's a little bit annoying for me. I could also drop Muniz to the bench and play Rodgers in a 3-5-2. That's not the worst situation to be in. Or if we just reset the team, and obviously Nkunku's back in, I really don't want to have him rotting on my bench, to be honest, but there is always a way to do something a bit different. So I could go Gordon out and bring in someone like Diego Jota or even someone like Luis Diaz, because Liverpool do have some great fixtures coming up. So Forest at home, Bournemouth at home, and I don't have Liverpool. I've only got Salah really for Liverpool, so it's a bit of a tough one going into this with only 1 Liverpool and no Brighton, considering they're the 2 teams with the best fixtures coming up. So yeah, that is another option to do that move. We will go to my AI transfers. So if you click this on Fantasy Football Hub, it will take your team and recommend transfers for you. Sometimes it says roll, sometimes it says make 2 transfers. So it kind of depends on what is the best for your team. To be honest, with my team, I would love to wildcard now and just get 3 Liverpool, 3 Brighton. Don't have any Arsenal. Obviously, I don't have Arsenal anyway, but just really load up on them teams, because I'm, to be honest, really worried about going in to the next 2 game weeks with 1 Liverpool. I could obviously take a -4 and change that. I could go maybe Muniz to João Pedro and Nkunku to Matoma. I definitely could do that. But then there's still only 1 Liverpool, so it's so tough, I think, at the minute for me on knowing what to do and what to make. The transfer it's recommending for me is Muniz to Chris Wood, which is an interesting one considering Chris Wood has Liverpool away up next. So I'm going to say don't recommend Chris Wood to me, and then it's going to recommend me a new transfer. So it's basically finding alternatives now, because I don't want Chris Wood in my team. And it's always good to have a play around with this and then see what it suggests. So it's also suggesting Barco to Romero, which again I don't mind. I'm just not sure this is the right game week for that. So what the best way of using this system is, if I just say the players I want to take out, and I think that is Nkunku, to be honest with you. I don't want him just rotting on my bench. Muniz potentially, and let's say Gordon, and then see what sort of transfers it does come up with. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, because I'd love to get your input on this, on what transfers you'd make if you had this team. For me, it's a tough one, like I said, because Muniz has an okay home fixture and 2 home fixtures. Then you've got Nkunku's rotting on my bench, but who can I bring him in for? Do I go for a Diaz? Is that a bit risky with Champions League starting soon? Do I play it safe and go for someone like Matoma? But then really, João Pedro is probably the better option, but I don't have the forward spot. Yeah, it's kind of tough at the minute to make that decision, because I really do want to load up on Liverpool and Brighton players. I'm just not sure how I can get them in when I've only got one already. The other option is to make a defensive transfer. I probably should have done this last week. I didn't have enough money for Robertson or for Van Dijk. I was just short, but I could definitely do, maybe not Robertson, but I can definitely do Pinnock to potentially to Robertson, which could be a nice option to go for. And then here it's telling me to do Nkunku to Semenyo. So I don't mind Semenyo. Again, I'm rambling a bit now, but I don't mind these players. I'm just not sure it's the best week to bring them in. For me, I'd probably say the players I want to bring in is either Matoma, João Pedro, or Minta. So 3 Brighton players. And then potentially look at Luis Diaz as an option, because I do think he is a very, very good option. I know Champions League is starting soon. I know there's always a chance he doesn't play because they've got Gakpo, Nunes, Chiesa, etc. However, he's playing so well, and I really, really want a new Liverpool player, and at the same time, I really do want a Brighton player. It's just, it seems like there's not the standout option to go for. There's a few options, but anyway, that was it for this video. If you did want to check out Fantasy Football Hub, links in the description. Let me know what you think of my team, and good luck for the game week.